For this one, when you do problems like this, if you run into a fraction that is not on the unit circle, then that means you have to draw a triangle, okay? So this one says cos inverse. Where could our triangle show up if it's cos inverse? Quadrant 1 or 2. If cos is positive, would that be 1 or would that be 2? That'd be quadrant 1. So we're going to draw a picture of a triangle in quadrant 1. And there's the theta. And the adjacent is 4 and the hypotenuse is 5. Does anyone know what that other side of the triangle would be? 3. Okay, that'd be 3. All right, so now we can say if they're asking cos inverse of 4 over 5, they're saying what angle are we talking about? The angle that we're talking about is theta. That's the one we based the picture off of, okay? So this is always going to become just theta, okay? And now to finish the problem, we say tangent of theta based on the drawing would be what? 3 over 4. Yeah. Opposite over adjacent. Okay. All right, so for this one it says tan inverse, so our drawing can be in quadrant 1 or quadrant 4. Which one would it be in if tan is positive? Quadrant 1, so we're going to draw a picture in quadrant 1 again. We have opposite over adjacent, so 5 and 12. Does anyone know what this third side is? 13. Yeah, 5, 12, 13 is another one of those. Common Pythagorean. If you weren't sure, you could say 5 squared is 25, 12 squared is 144. If you add those together, you get 169, which would be 13. Okay, so we say, all right, this is just saying what angle are we talking about? We're talking about theta. So sine of theta equals 5 over 13. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do one more, just so you only have to do 3 tonight. Sine inverse can be quadrant 1 or 4. This is definitely 4 because it's negative. So we have opposite over hypotenuse. Which one of these is supposed to be negative? Yeah, the one going down, so the 8 is going to be negative. Okay, does anyone know what that other side is? Is that a normal Pythagorean? We got to actually do the math on this one. So I'll say negative 8 squared plus x squared equals 17 squared. I know that's 64. Anyone know 17 squared? It is 289. Okay, so then we can go ahead and subtract the 64 over. X squared equals 225. And it is 15. So that is another one of those Pythagorean triples. Okay, so the angle that they were talking about, was theta. And now we're going to find cos of theta. 15 over 17. Okay. So if you look at the rest of them, they have the other trig functions in there, so I think you can find secant. Okay, just make sure that you do hypotenuse over adjacent. But over here, what if you don't like that it says cosecant on the inside? Could you fix that if you don't like it? We can flip it. So we could say cotangent, and then we could say this is actually sine inverse of what? Yeah, 12 over 13, make sure it's negative, okay? And then for 28, if we didn't like that that said cotangent, what could we say instead? Tan inverse of 1/4. Okay, so if you don't like those, you can do them that way. If you didn't care, then go ahead and leave it the way it was, okay? Any questions on those last 3?